Desperate to understand why this was happening, Elena examined Dr. Hensley's journal again. This time she discovered something she had missed before: a warning. The chrono key wasn't just a device to travel through time. It was a complicated mechanism that maintained the balance of the universe. Every action, no matter how small, had consequences. The device was designed to be used only by those who understood the true nature of time, not as a linear path, but as a vast, interconnected web of events. Every thread of the web was connected, and when you pulled one thread, the others were affected. Pull too many threads, and the entire web could collapse. Dr. Hensley had created the device in an attempt to fix a mistake in his own past, but he had ultimately learned that manipulating time was too dangerous. In his last entry, he mentioned a failsafe, the Timekeeper's paradox. The device could only be used for a short period before it destroyed everything. Elena had broken the rule. Elena realized that the only way to fix the damage was to return the timeline to its original state. But there was a catch. The chrono key could only undo the changes if it was used at the exact moment the first alteration had occurred. The problem was that the world was already beginning to collapse, and she wasn't sure if she could make it back to that moment in time, with the crumbling future threatening to consume everything. Elena raced against time, using the chrono key to jump between moments, trying to find the right point. Each time she made a change, the world around her continued to distort, with people vanishing and reality bending further out of shape. Finally, in a moment of clarity, Elena understood the true nature of time. Time wasn't a series of events that could be changed. It was a continuous flow that had to be respected. She realized that the true power wasn't in controlling time, but in accepting it. She returned the chrono key to its original resting place and allowed everything to unfold as it was meant to. When Elena finally stopped using the chrono key, the world began to stabilize. People returned to their correct places in time, and the distortion slowly faded away. Elena was left with only one certainty: time, like the universe, was a balance that could not be tampered with without consequences. In scientific terms, what Elena had learned was the chaos theory in practice. The butterfly effect: small changes in the past could lead to enormous, unpredictable consequences in the future. By altering events, Elena had disrupted the causal chain, the delicate interconnected sequence of causes and effects that make up reality. Time, Elena realized, wasn't something to be manipulated. It was a force of nature, like gravity or magnetism, that had its own rules. The scientific explanation for her experience was that her actions had created a time paradox, a loop of causality that couldn't be fixed without collapsing the very structure of time itself. In the end, Elena locked the chrono key away, never to use it again. She understood that the true power of science wasn't about controlling the forces of nature, but understanding and respecting them. Time was a force beyond human control, and she had learned that lesson the hard way. Years later, Elena became a professor, teaching the next generation about the dangers of manipulating time. Her research into the chrono key became famous, and she shared her story with caution, always reminding her students that the greatest discoveries often come with the greatest responsibilities. Time, after all, was a gift, not something to be taken lightly. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe for more updates.